Are you thinking about ISO certification, but you're not quite sure where to start? Clause 4, context of the organization is where it all begins. Whether you're a business owner or a HSCQ professional, understanding your organizational context is critical to building a robust management system. Stick around because in this video, we'll break down Clause 4 into practical steps, we'll share tools you can use, and show you how you can align this clause with your path to ISO certification. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any future ISO guides. Clause 4 of ISO 9001, 14001, and 45001 is all about understanding the strategic context of the organization. It's not just a box-ticking exercise. This clause ensures that the management system is grounded in reality and it's tailored to your organization's unique needs. Now let's start with Clause 4.1. You need to identify your internal and external issues that could impact your management system's intended results. Now, some examples of internal issues could be your culture, your capabilities, or even your organizational structure, while some external issues could be legal, political, or even economic conditions, some industry trends, or even technological changes. Now, there are a series of tools you can use to do this. One would be a pestle analysis, which you'd use for external factors. You can use a SWOT analysis to evaluate your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then, of course, you have your risk register where you'll capture and assess any risks involved in any of these issues. Now, here's a tip for you. You need to review these at least annually or when a major change occurs to ensure that they always stay relevant and up to date. Clause 4.2 is about identifying your stakeholders, or as ISO calls them, interested parties. These are people or organizations who can be affected by, or perceive themselves to be affected by your activities. Now, some examples include your customers and your employees, but there's also regulatory bodies, suppliers, and even the local community can be stakeholders or interested parties in the ISO context. Now, some tools you can use are some stakeholder analysis matrix, some power and interest grids, or even surveys or interviews for direct input. Now, you can always keep a register of stakeholders, and it's a great reference during your audits. Now, for 4.3, defining the scope of your management system, this outlines what's in and what's out. The scope must consider the issues and stakeholders we just discussed, and the scope should include the boundaries of your operations, the products and services you provide, and any relevant sites, locations, or departments. Now, some tools you can use for this is a scope statement template, some boundary diagrams for visual clarity, or even site maps or organizational charts. Now, here's a pro tip. Make sure your scope is specific but not too narrow. Exclusions must be justified. Finally, Clause 4.4, the big picture. This is where you describe the structure of your management system, its processes, and how they interconnect. So what you'll need is some process flow diagrams, some inputs and outputs, key responsibilities, and the interactions between these processes. Some tools you can use is some process mapping software like Lucidcharts or Visio. We use a combination of both. It's really effective for the systems that we create. You can use turtle diagrams, and then of course there's also responsibility assignment matrices, which are better known as RACIs, and that's the most common one that you'll find. So to wrap it up, Clause 4 is all about knowing who you are as an organization, who matters to you, and where your management system applies, and how your processes deliver on your goals. So use some SWOT analysis or pestle for context, use your stakeholder maps to understand your expectations, and define your scope clearly. Map out your processes visually. And if you've got any questions about Clause 4, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as fast as I can. Now, check the description for some free tools that you can use to check your system against the ISO standards to see where you marry up in terms of certification. And if this video helped you, please give it a like and share it with any colleagues so that they can get some understanding of the ISO Clause 4 as well. Thanks for watching. Next up, we'll dive into Clause 5, leadership. So hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss it.